What can people do for people who are listening to this and they're thinking, gosh, I'm worried about CBDCs or smart cities or just the way that cities are going and the way my local politics is going, whatever it may be. What can people do? What's your advice for them?
Okay, well, when it comes to the CBDC stuff, highly encourage folks, if you have not yet, to learn to use cryptocurrency. So, I was sharing, I think Bitcoin isn't as revolutionary it was as peer-to-peer electronic cash, but it most definitely is still valuable to protect wealth, to preserve wealth, to grow wealth, unconfiscatable if you're self-custodying your cryptocurrency. So I'm a fan of Bitcoin as digital gold, and I'm a big fan of Monero as like a peer-to-peer privacy-based electronic currency. So if you care about the CBDCs and you still want to do business online with other freedom lovers without having to comply with this or that, or have your ability to buy and sell goods and services shut off, then you need to learn this technology, because I believe cryptocurrency is going to be the only way we can do business with one another online outside of their control grid. Self-custodied peer-to-peer cryptocurrency. Also, you got to find people in your local area. Go ahead and start doing business with folks that accept crypto or that will trade or barter or whatever. It's really important because, again, it's a frog in the boiling pot. This stuff happens slow but sure, and then there'll be a crisis and advances rapidly, just like we saw with COVID. So build those relationships. I like to say, to overcome the CBDCs, you got to do the 3 C's: cryptocurrency, also alternative currencies like silver, or if people have a time bank currency or whatever, or just barter. And then you got to engage in commerce. You got to go ahead and start the flow of goods and services, both providing them, buying them from other people. And then you got to build community. You got to have people that are on the same wavelength that are going to buck the system along with you when the time comes. The 3 C's: crypto, commerce, community. And then when it comes to smart cities, we're actually hosting an event. It's called the Exit and Build Land Summit. That's one of the things we do at Live Free Academy. We do webinars, workshops, and in-person events. In-person events are super powerful. We had you perform at the Greater Reset concert. Everybody's jumping around. There's just a connection and energy that comes, right? The webinars are great. Online summits are great, but really showing up in person is super powerful. So we got this event coming up. It's May 17th through the 19th. People can join for free and watch the first day and a half online. You can get a virtual immersion pass, watch the whole conference. It's 3 days. You get the replays. You get to ask questions of the speakers, or you can join us in person. There's farm tours on the 1st and 5th day, the 16th and 20th, for those that join in person, which is pretty cool. You'll be able to eat food during lunch from the farms that you visit. We got a really cool cast of speakers, and really we're just trying to empower people, to teach them the knowledge and the skills, but also to motivate and inspire them and help overcome limiting beliefs. We'll have Joel Salatin as our keynote speaker. He spoke before. We have JP Sears, who's local here in Central Texas. He always has really powerful message that's fun and enlightening as well. Jack Spirko, the Survival Podcast. This guy, Matt Powers, Molly Englehart, who recently transitioned her California vegan-only restaurant to add meat because she had this realization about regenerative agriculture. Livestock has a big role. She's getting a lot of pushback, but it's a great event.
I was going to say that couldn't have gone down well with some of her audience.
Yeah, they tried to cancel her on Instagram, but thankfully the whole movement that really gets it on the other side is very popular. She's getting all sorts of support as well. So yeah, the website's exitandbuildlandsummit.com, exitandbuildlandsummit.com. So we'll explore a bit of the problem if folks want to learn more about this whole smart city agenda, but it's more about empowering people to exit the cities. I call it the urban exit. Exit the cities to buy land cooperatively, or maybe you rent an RV or rent a room at someone's place that's out in the country. And we build really tight-knit communities. So a whole lot of it is about building freedom communities and then connecting these freedom communities. Much like you said, there's big city states like Dubai that have much more freedom than other areas just down the street. What we're aiming to do is just let 1,000 freedom communities bloom. And then we interconnect these freedom communities. We support one another through trade, mutual aid, commerce, and ultimately we create an environment where we can decouple ourselves from this beast system that's come into fruition. It's all about people taking action and taking responsibility for their lives, not just for us and our families, but more importantly, so we can leave a lasting legacy of liberty for future generations to come, so they don't they're not born into a digital ID enslavement system. They're born into a family that loves them, surrounded by a tribe of families that support them, that share the same values. That's what this event's all about. So yeah, people got to take responsibility and really see where things are going, but don't focus on the problem. Focus on where it is that you want to go and make sure you take massive action towards those ends.